whoever would be. It's cooler than Antarctica's weather would be. Damn, I think my swagger is a weapon to me. And dudes don't count you off the record to me. So don't be stepping to me, trying to shake my hand. I'm already the man, ain't trying to make your band. I feel the fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fact that I'm real just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. 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 You're not really seeing me, dog. Real talk. You feeling whacker than you ever would be. In mind, you think you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. There's some things that's been going on while I was at work today, and somebody had called me like, pick up the phone, okay? So I had to pick up the phone because we have to talk about Kandi Burruss and LaTocha Scott, Xscape, and everything that's going on with this mess that's happening here, because I just can't. Okay, I can't. So let's get into it. But before we do that, let's take care of the business of this channel. If you want to join my tribe, please stay by my side. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you turn them on all so you get notified every time I go live. Like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section to keep me in the algorithm. If you're watching after the live is over, if you're here, comment in the chat. Let's play the intro and then let's get into this, y'all. Let's go.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
All right, y'all, and I am back. What's going on, y'all? First of all, this has been an amazing day. Let me say what's going on. First of all, thank you, Chi-Town, so much. Welcome to the live with SoDebNair. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to the notification bell. But most of all, share. Okay. What's going on? One who cares. Hey, Miss Reed, how are you? What's going on, Miss Final 2001, like 2001? I think 2001 sounds better. Hit that thumbs up, everyone. What is going on? Pink Dynamite. Y'all. Let's have a conversation. And I really want to talk about Tamika Scott because something right. It feels like a Wendy Williams situation, but we're going to get into all that in just a second. I hope you guys had a really good day. Me fine. Everything I'm trying to pull up. Okay. So, I told you guys something the other day. I want to correct myself because I told you guys that Kandi had quit the group again, but I realized it was LaTocha. But now it all makes sense. And to me, it doesn't really make sense because all these years you were trying to get this girl back in this group, and now you're doing this. Is it because you want to be the one that left? I'm really not even understanding. And we're going to get into it in just a second, y'all. I'm just trying to make sure everything is set right because I am live and I know how this camera does. But yeah, so I want to make sure everything is right. Now, I told you guys before that I thought that Kandi had the group. I didn't realize that it was LaTocha, which makes sense to me. And I'm going to tell you guys why as we go through the whole thing. But I know most of you guys probably are from the age or at least know about Xscape. So you know about the group. So we're going to have a conversation. after this, talking about this mess that's happening. Okay, everything looks good. Bam. All right, so I know that I thought it was Kandi, but LaTocha Scott had quit the group. And they were saying it's because of her husband. Now, they were saying that there were some dates that were going on and that she had declined the dates. They were keeping the group name and she okayed it. And LaTocha Scott had okayed it because when Kandi left, they had changed it to Xscape 3. But they're going by the name Xscape right now. And I had to start scrolling through the internet while this was happening, and I realized that LaTocha probably is doing this because LaTocha has some new music that's coming out. I went through her Instagram and I did hear some of her music. It actually sounds really good, which I was surprised of. Because she has that voice where she has those runs where they kind of get stuck sometimes. And when she was younger, they were okay. When she was on R&B Divas, they were a little like jammed up a little bit. So I was just trying to make sure I was right. So let's get into what's happening here, and then we'll get back to that because y'all, my mind's all over the place because of what's happening right now. So let me pull up what's going on here. So you guys know that Xscape won an award for the Lady of Soul Awards. I forgot what the name of the actual award was because I was trying to find it, but I forgot. So if y'all know what it is, put it in the chat. But let's pull up this post from LaTocha Scott. So LaTocha goes on to Instagram. She says, still in a high from last night, so grateful to receive the Lady of Soul Award. That's what it was, Lady of Soul Award. To still be embraced after 29 years is very humbling. Thank you to all of the Xscape fans who supported us through the years, and thank you to BET for giving us our flowers. Make sure you tune in to the Soul Train Awards on November the 26th to see us do our thing. And then she said, sorry, I didn't get the memo, but everyone still looked good. Now, if you guys go over, or if you were over there on Prosperity Thick Girl channel, we went through the looks from this channel. From the Soul Train Awards. We critique those outfits. Very, very interesting. And actually, let me not put this because this is a video, but here's the actual photo. Now, is it me or does her sister Tamika look like, what's happening here? Kandi can always fake it because Candice has like an amazing smile. She's always gonna be able to do that. Even if she's like sad, it's still like she's smiling. And I don't think that Tiny's just like, girl, let's just all get along. Hopefully this will be over with after we take this picture. Or after something else happens, hopefully something happens where this is over and we can all be friends again. I think that she's like the neutral person in all of this. You do have her sister Tamika that is here. And I was confused, like, well, what's happening? But then realizing that LaTocha had actually quit the group, it makes sense. Why they are all dressed the way that they're dressed, and then LaTocha's dressed the way that she's dressed. Now, I did say on Prosperity's channel, I think that Tamika looks amazing. I love her dress. I think it looks great. I would have chosen a different hairstyle, but the dress is a really nice dress. Just like they're going to like two different places. Tamika, and Tiny are going one place, and LaTocha is going to finish recording her album or something. So we get here, and she tells us that she didn't get the memo. But then you get her stylist, who actually comments, and then the stylist kind of messes up the storyline to me, I guess. because she posts. Let me pull it up on my phone because I can't really see it that well on my computer. She says maybe LaTocha didn't know the dress code or what the other ladies planned on wearing. Maybe she honestly didn't know. Did you all think of that? And she is not required to dress. Or maybe this is her style. Maybe somebody who commented. Um, I think somebody who commented. The ladies, none of them had to dress similar. This is a celebration of Xscape as an artist, their longevity and their incredible music, not about how they're dressed. LaTocha says, "Thank you, because they didn't tell me anything. It's more to this than people know." So then Kandi responds, and she says, and she responds to LaTocha. She says, "The only thing for people to know is that you chose to have a separate stylist from the rest of the group. You chose to separate yourself. Do not blame us for that. Stop continuing to put out false narratives." Now, we have, if y'all watched the Xscape show that they had before, they had issues with the stylist. And shout out to Basketball Wives because Angel Brinks was styling them for the on the show. And from the looks of what they have on here in this photo, oh, hold on, I can take this down. What they have on this photo, it looks like, oh no, it's not. Hold on. From the looks, from what they have on, from what they wore, it looks like Angel Brinks actually designed this stuff. This looks like an Angel Brinks design. What's going on, Dean and Grant? I'm glad Kandi spoke up. I am too. And what's going on, Sarah? This looks like an Angel Brinks. This looks like Angel Brinks clothes. And when you watch the show that they had before, she wasn't really that happy with what they had for them. They were kind of fighting because it was like, well, I normally wear and you normally wear and they normally wear. And they were like, no, this fits Tamika better. And Tiny's always going to Tiny's, I think she's the one who mostly like gives everything when it comes to outfits. I really like Kandi's the most in this. I love the split of her dress. I just love what Kandi has on. It looks great to me. It looks amazing. And again, LaTocha looks great too. Like she said, they all look great, but that wasn't the plan. And then she's saying that nobody told her. And so I want to go down to some of the comments because there was someone who posted down in the comments outside of the celebrities in the chat. Right here, J Wright 99. So we're supposed to ignore that Kandi wasn't tagged. I guess, child. No more Xscape reality shows. If this is going to do more harm than good, don't do it. And so they start arguing with this person in the chat. And he was like, well, I was trying to comment on Kandi's thing because she didn't tag Tamika in it either. And I'm like, well, when they first had broken up, the sisters were the problem. But now it's really coming out, which I've always known this. I've never even thought anything differently. To me, this is my own personal opinion. This has never been nothing that I don't think that Kandi's ever even said, but I've always thought that it was Tamika. I mean, LaTocha. And even after Kandi got on to Housewives of Atlanta, her joining R&B Divas, it's almost like to me she competes with Kandi. And I don't understand it. I don't think I even read the right comment I want to read because someone else said something else that I was trying to read, but that was one of the other ones. Wait, was this one it? No. It's this one, POC 1913. LOL, if you insisted on using your own stylist and didn't communicate with the team, then you didn't get the memo on purpose. at this big age, if you want to be difficult, then stand on that and don't make BS excuses for your refusal to be a team player. This is the one that I wanted to read, and this is how I feel about it. And then this person, just Vic 1071 said, "Yep." And as usual, she is being difficult because in her mind, she thinks the group wouldn't succeed without her, but they are a collective, and none has had a successful singing solo career, so she needs to have several seats. Now, I don't know if you guys know the background. Let me kind of read some of y'all's comments while I'm doing this because I'm about to get into some things because I followed Xscape even when Kandi left. I follow Kandi. I love her song. Don't think I'm not. I love LaTocha's song that she did with Jay Shan. Actually, when I was in high school, me and this girl, we actually did the song in a play that we did in my high school because it was a song called something. I think you have my baby, but I don't know if it's One Night Stand. So I followed them afterwards. I think her head is too big and she thinks that she is in control of the group and her husband is too involved. I'm on my way to this conversation. Hey, what's going on? Just simply, what are they doing to my Kandi now? Right, Chi-Town, because people always want to make her the problematic one of the group just because they don't like her. They all look fabulous. They do. I love Kandi's outfit, but the hairstyle could have been better. I actually like Kandi's hair. I actually like how Kandi's hair looks with this outfit. It doesn't even look out of place to me. It just looks like she has natural hair, and they don't. Um, it's giving Diana Ross and the Supremes to me. It definitely is. But the thing is that LaTocha's not Diana Ross in this group. And I'm on my way to tell y'all why. Just give me a minute. We're just comments. I'm gonna finish this all this stuff. I always thought that Tamika was trying to stay neutral and or have her sisters back, but now she is fed up. LaTocha is the problem. Yep. What's going on, Lamar? I understand why they try to stay together. They don't seem to all like one another. Is there any new music? So LaTocha, Tamika, and Tiny have new music, but now they're touring with Kandi, Tiny, and LaTocha. I mean, Tamika. I keep getting their names mixed up. Selling Croix balls all laid out on the bathroom floor at a full retail price. That was too much for me today. Oh, you talking about yesterday? Okay. Okay. Situations. Okay. What's going on, Faith? Sharing is caring. Share is live. Okay. Because I'm trying to stay here to make sure I get you guys comment at the same time. So I read this. Okay. And I also pulled up the other thing. So let's have a real conversation. Put a 1 in the chat if you were ever a fan of Xscape's music. Put a 2 in the chat if you were not. Put a 3 in the chat if you never heard it. Put a 4 in the chat if you just never really cared about their music. And while y'all do that, let me go ahead and thank my people who have supported my channel.
Damn, them haters still mad. I done took off while they steady dragging. And I be the nagger to always keep my cash. And I always love to have a hot party bashing. First verse I told y'all they just a mad. If you was me, 100 G's would be nothing. I see the money while you just glance. Your scare money will never take a chance, man. I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go.
All right, and what's going on, Lindsay? So we have a 1 in the chat. We got from Chi-Town, 1 from Miss Reed, 1 from Faith. We got a bunch of ones from Chi-Town again. Facebook user, I can't see who you are because there's a link that you have to click. I don't know what it is. So come over to YouTube so we can see who you are if you want us to. If not, you can stay that way. Lindsay says, definitely a fan. Sarah says a 1. Cindy says 4. Okay. Deanna says 1. Lamar says 1, but I was just a child. Are you younger than me and can't shop? And how much younger? Mandy Wallington says 1. Okay, 1. So if you've ever listened to Xscape's music, I've always described Xscape's music as this when it comes down to the four of them. We never really got to hear Tiny sing for real, for real. She was basically like the last on the totem pole. Okay. But then you was not too young, Lamar, at all. There's no way possible that you're even saying this. When it comes to Kandi, LaTocha, and Tamika really was the one who did the singing in that group. If y'all don't know that, you have to go back and listen to the songs. Growing up, I always just think it was LaTocha, but it was always Tamika. The difference between Tamika and Kandi and LaTocha is that they have signature voices. Like, you can tell their voices out of the group, out of the rest of the girls. And I always thought that it was LaTocha that was doing all the singing, but it was always Tamika. If y'all don't believe me, go back, watch the videos, when you go to your streaming services, or you go like look at the lyrics, look at who was singing what. It was Tamika. And it never made sense to me. Well, it did, like when I was younger. When I started looking into it, it never made sense to me, because I'm like, well, you knew you wasn't even doing all the damn singing. It was always Tamika. We know her. We know LaTocha's voice more than anybody's, because those runs, it was like those start-stop runs. Like, they were good. Like, they were very different. They fit the group, because you had Kandi with that raspy. She was like the T-Boz of the group, which, people liked it because it was like, it gets us to the point that we get to Tamika. And then when they were singing, they would give LaTocha those signature things to do that would just set it off. And then you had Tiny doing things there. But if y'all want to talk about who held this group down, it was always Tamika. And when I sing this, and when people are saying, oh, she was the Diana Ross, never. I don't think that you could even call her the Diana Ross of the group. It would be Kandi. Just like T-Boz would have been for TLC. It was never her. We just noticed her runs differently, because it was like no one ever did those runs. You know what I'm saying? So, Linda said Kandi's voice stood out to me because it was different. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Both of theirs was. But she wasn't holding down the whole song. The swing beat was everything in the 90s. Yes. Lamb, you like Cougars. I believe Xscape needs Kandi more than Kandi needs Xscape. She has so much more on her plate. Kandi has made more albums. Even when LaTocha made solo albums, can y'all tell me one song y'all remember from it? I'll wait. Thank you, Chi-Town. It was Tiny too. I never picked out Tiny's voice the most, because I never picked out Tiny's voice that much, because I never really knew that Tiny could sing until she sung on Kandi's album. Excuse me. It was such a nice group, because they all had different vibes. The way that Kandi and LaTocha were able to give two different signature voices in one group, and then Tiny and Tamika were able to hold down like the verses. We've never seen anything else like this ever. I thought SWV did that, and I found out when I got older it was always Coco. Definitely Tamika, but she was heavy, so she didn't get reception. Kandi never could sing, in my opinion. We never looked for Kandi to sing, though. We just wanted Kandi to get us to whatever. Did anybody see ya? If LaTocha would have sung that, we would have never liked that song. Let's be honest. We would have never liked the song like that. It was Kandi's voice. It's like T-Boz. It's like you can't really. It's built for what she did. Okay, it's built for what she did. And I don't want to say, and then Kandi always said she had that low raspy voice and then she had that high note. Now, I know y'all might not like it now, but back then that high note was hitting what it was supposed to hit. Nope, LOL. We need Busy to come through and do his kid. No, absolutely not. I knew it was Tiny once I heard her sing along, and then I was like, "Oh, what? Wow, that was her." Okay, I can see that. Like when I heard her singing on Kandi's album, when she did on when Kandi did the album that she did on Housewives, where she did I Fly Above all the drama, I Fly Above. That's when I realized because they have a song with just her and Tiny on that. That's when I realized that she could even sing. I didn't know. I never remember her having a verse. Recognition. Okay. Kandi can't sing. She just has a different sound. Right. Wait, I seen Cindy say something. They bit from TLC, but I like TLC more. I like TLC more. I don't say I like them more. I like TLC because they were pop, but Xscape was R&B. So it was two different genres of music. So I would never even compare them. I wouldn't compare them because it was two different genres of music. I don't think that TLC had a R&B or a soul song. Kandi is as a solo artist is not as great as it was being in the group. I actually liked Kandi's solo albums. I did, but I liked Kandi. Didn't Kandi win the Masked Singer too? She did. Flavor. Are you talking about the boy the other day, or that like something else? I don't know. But when people are saying that LaTocha is like she's the Diana Ross, y'all ain't no way. I'm sorry. SWV were their main competitors. I would say that. I will say that. I will say that. And I guess to me, knowing that they all could, knowing that they had two girls in a group who could actually like sing, because Tiny can really sing, sing. And honestly, I mean, Kandi is a required taste. You know, if you like Kandi, you like her. If you don't, you don't. LaTocha, she can sing too. She can sing. But when it comes time to hit them runs, it's just different. Look, Tamika's her runs are more clearer. It's more like I went to church and I heard some soulful singing. LaTocha's is more like I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. You just know if you hear them run, you know they're Tamika's. I mean, you know they're LaTocha's, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say what I'm about to say. You know they're hers, but who carried that music? If Chi-Town is right, because I'm about to go back and see what Tiny sung on those songs. It was always Tamika. And it's sad because when you look at pictures like this, where they're out and they're being honored, they don't even do her well. Like, her dress is the worst one. It's like we took the fabric that we could not figure out somebody else's and then put it on her. So Tiny's dress looks freaking fantastic. Kandi's dress is amazing. LaTocha's is I mean, it's jaw dropping. This is an amazing. These are three amazing dresses. What she has on, apps like why? Why do y'all do her that way? If you have to pick apart what happens in this group, it's her. And every time I have a conversation about this group, I always stand for Tamika because people are like, no, it was LaTocha. Go back and look at the who was singing what, because it was definitely not to LaTocha. Okay, it was definitely not Cinderella. It looked like this was just what was left from the rack. And if y'all remember on the show that they had, she said this. Tamika said this. She was like, y'all always get the good stuff. Y'all always get the good stuff. They never give it to her. But it's because people don't realize that it's not LaTocha singing all the time. It's her. So I know people have came on and talked about this, but I'm like, I have a totally different opinion on this because I was a fan of Xscape. I was a huge fan of Xscapes. I remember when I was working at McDonald's, they had a karaoke machine in there at this time before I started smoking and drinking all other stuff. And I had some type of voice. Me and this girl, I mean, she could sing. And I knew all of Tamika's like parts in the songs. And she was like, that ain't in there. I was like, go back and listen to it. And she was like, oh my God. She was like, that was it, but that wasn't even Tamika. That was LaTocha. Go back and look at it. It was really Tamika. I think at some like people need to give this lady her props because when y'all go back, y'all listen to Understanding, Tamika carried that entire song. The entire song. And I'm so sick of LaTocha and this diva attitude and her husband, who I don't know if he was mentored by Wendy Williams' husband or Monique's husband or whoever's husband, but he's making a bad situation, making a good situation go bad. Because they had just made up. These girls been wanting Kandi to join this group again for decades. And now they're back together and now she's separated from them again. I will say that the music that's on her Instagram page right now, it does sound good, but she's not doing as much of those runs that she does. They're more like, it's not that choppiness because when she was on R&B and Divas, they didn't sound great. I think she had to maybe do some more vocal coaching for the new voice, but back then, Xscape was not that girl because of no LaTocha. That Off the Hook CD, I loved it, but I always thought LaTocha was the lead. I'm sorry, she wasn't. I'm sorry to let y'all down, and I'm gonna stand in that. What's going on, Miss 92 925? Hey, Deb and chat. It wasn't. We just know her runs better. And I feel I want to write Tamika so bad and be like, man, I'm so mad. And I just want to, I don't even want to say I'm mad. I just want to be like, man, I know what was going on, you know. And I just want to thank you for your part in that group because she did that. Like she really sung the hell out of those songs. And nobody ever even acknowledges it at all. Nobody does. Hell, they don't even talk about Tiny like that. Or we really even talk about Tiny that much because of T.I. But I mean, vocally top two in that group, it was Tiny and it was Tamika. So people always trying to make it like Tiny can't sing. No, Tiny can. Like she's number two to me in that group. I mean, if we're listening to the vocals, LaTocha has been giving David Ruffin vibes. And yes, it is always like that. When I was making this, I was actually thinking about Dreamgirls when they got into it, and Laurel came in and she was like, "Now what are you two gonna start fighting?" And yeah, she was like, "Stay out of this. It's between me and Dina and me. This is between Kandi and LaTocha because they both were not leads. Like they didn't carry songs like that. Well, I mean, actually, to be honest, Kandi did carry songs. I mean, because it wasn't like stand down singing. And not and I'm it's no takeaway from Kandi because she did what she like Kandi really did what she was supposed to do in that group, as well as LaTocha. But Kandi did do like verses and stuff. But the songs that we remember the most, like to me, Understanding and was that the one that they redid? Understanding, and what was the one you just said? Hold on, let me look up their music. I'm gonna tell y'all the ones that I'm talking about too. I should have looked this up before I got on here. So who can I run to? Understanding. Do you want to? I think, you know what? I think that LaTocha did spearhead Softest Place on Earth. The Arms of the One Who Loves You, Tamika. Off the Hook was one of my favorite albums that they had. No, that's not it. Which one was it? Was that was it? What was the one where the CD was the phone? Where it was like the phone down the we could down the phone thing. It wasn't this one. Look, that's how you know I know because I remember what the CD looked like. It ain't. I thought it was Off the Hook. It's not Traces of My Lipstick. I know that. Do You Want To was Tiny. Oh, yep. Tiffany, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. That was her. And Tiny killed that. There was two songs that sounded alike on there though. Oh, Who Can I Run To? And what was the other one? Do You Want To? And I think people think that about LaTocha because LaTocha really did over like when she did her runs on that, she was killing them. But Tamika was the lead on that. Actually, no, that was Tiny. Never should have kissed you. That was Tiny. Never made a bad call. That was Tiny. And then wait, you know, and Tamika was Who Can I? Yep. Okay, yep. Tiffany, we on the same page. Okay, yeah, here we go. I knew I wasn't tripping, but you're right. You're right. So it was Tiny and it was Tamika. Yes, and then Understanding was definitely Tamika. I know that was Tamika. But but it was just the magic of them together. Like them apart, it doesn't work well. Them together, it works so well because even doing this, like I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it was, but yes, because Tiny had like that sexiness voice, but Tamika had that you gonna hear what I had to say voice. And I'm about listen, you're gonna hear it because I am the voice. I am the voice, Curtis. I am the voice. Okay. Yes, it was. I'm now I see, and I'm even going back now because you're saying that. It was Tiny and Tamika. So I just don't get this. To me, they all should have on different dresses if that's the case, because they all held it down very well in that group. But we talking about the songs that we remember. Miss Reed, it's my webcam. If we talking about the song we remember, we talking about the song that Tamika and Tiny led. And Kandi, to be honest. I don't think the Softest Place on Earth was the only song I can remember that LaTocha led that I remember. That was like one of their video, like their main songs. Yeah, I said that. I said Understanding was Tamika. She did. One thing I know for sure is Tamika was the lead on Understanding. That's the song we all remember the most. Is it real blurry? Let me see. Yeah, Tiny does have that sexy voice. I think she doesn't have enough range for me. No, she does. You have to listen to her some of her stuff, some of her other stuff. Like when she was on Kandi's album, what was the song she had on Kandi's album? Because you have to remember, her and Kandi were writing together. Oh, did they not have that album on here? Wait, they don't have Kandi's. They don't have Kandi's album on Apple Music that she did from Housewives. But I fly above all that drama. I fly above. That album. Yeah, that was the album. What has LaTocha's husband doing for her career? Nothing. Got on R&B divas. Yeah, I remember when they were writing, but don't mean she can't sing. No, yeah, she can't. Tiny can sing. Let me see if they have it on Tidal. Or did she use a different name or something? Maybe it's type in Kandi Burruss. This don't even have it on here. They don't even have that album on here anymore. I thought Fly Above was just a single. I didn't know. No, it was a album because she had that song. Remember she was dating AJ at the time on Housewives, and she had "I'm about to leave you alone." There was a whole album because Tiny was on it, but they don't even have it on here anymore. Wow, I didn't realize that. Maybe someone have on Housewives that they took it down. Let's see. Wow, I didn't realize this was gone. Discography. What year was that even? Maybe it's on Candy Coated. Was it? Oh no, it's here. It's on Candy Coated. Okay. So she has a song on the album called Superwoman. I didn't know what the name of the album was. So Tiny has a song on the album called Superwoman. Check it out. Y'all can put it in the comment section. Let me know if you guys thought it. Tiny can't sing when she hit that hook on those verses. Yeah. And I want to say she has another song on this album, but maybe she's not credited, um, like in the title part. But I want to say she has another song that's on this one too, because I know I liked off this album. I know I like Fly Above. I like Superwoman. I love Leave You. Um, I Want You, and I Just Know. I like all of those songs. Yes, y'all make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button as you enter the room and smack that notification bell so you won't miss out on any of the tribe's news. Also, you guys can also support the channel. Let me go ahead and put this on here as well. My super chats, Zelle, cash apps, whatever, however you want to support the channel. But I'm like some stuff, y'all. I'll be into. I'm so glad that you were here, though. Tiffany, because I did not realize that was Tiny on most of that stuff, on those two songs. But yes, so I just don't understand. To be the Diana Ross, to me, that would be Kandi, because Diana Ross was the one who couldn't really sing that well. She just could carry like the verses better. Kandi is a better writer than singer. I think I like both. So, but I mean, if we're talking about they're calling her the Diana Ross, it would definitely be Kandi, because they always are mad at her at Diana Ross because everybody else could sing better than her. So I don't. I would like to say she's like the T-Boz though, because I mean that was around the same time, and it's just it's that raspy voice or whatever. So, but then Kandi can still sing too, and Kandi can hit that high note. T-Boz could never do that. So. Tamika wearing this dress and them calling her that, to me, it just bothered the hell out of me. I'm sorry. It bothered me to even hear it. Shout out to my girl Kandi, shout out to Tamika, and shout out to Tiny for even. And I know someone said earlier in the chat that Tamika's probably just tired of LaTocha, and I think that's probably what it is. I don't think because she never really, even when they had the show, you could tell like she wasn't really mad at Kandi for real. Her sister was mad at her. So LaTocha, let's see if what her new music is going to do. What they call Tamika, I missed it. No, they were saying that she what is she? I forgot now. I forgot what I was just saying because I'm on a whole. My brain is everywhere right now, but yeah, y'all. To be honest, like I said, if there is a Diana Ross in the group, it would definitely be Kandi because vocally, Tiny and Tamika are those girls. LaTocha to me is a hit or miss, to be honest. But in that group, Kandi carried. That's why they gave her all the verses for it. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. That song she carried on that. Little Secret she carried on that. Most of the songs Kandi had led them, unless it was like some old school, like something they redid or something that was like super soulful. But the bops were the ones that Kandi led. So I ain't trying to keep y'all long here. Let's see. It's 4. I give y'all 4 minutes if I want to come up and give y'all's opinion on it. I don't mind it. I ain't gonna argue with you. I would like to hear y'all's opinion on how y'all feel about it. But yes. I remember when they were on Unsung and they said LaTocha called the rest of the girls a bunch of unwed mothers or something like that. Yeah, she's just rude. Yeah, I think Tamika is tired. I can't wait to see the show. Yeah, me either. And yes, I remember when they said when they were on. Even when she was on R&B Divas, I mean, she was below the belt for them girls. I think the only person that she probably could even go up against on that show was Latavia from Destiny's Child. That's because Latavia. Well, I'm not going to bad mouth Latavia because I love her. But no, I'm sorry. I had to come on and clear the air for my girls because it's not LaTocha. It's the other 3 girls because they are she does have the signature that probably will put the stamp on the group. Like, okay, yeah, all 3 of them together, boom, let's do it. But without them all off, I would love to hear how they sound. I still think that Tamika could carry it though. Because even when they're singing the old songs, like LaTocha doesn't really sound that great to me anymore. Like the old LaTocha and the new LaTocha doesn't. Now Tamika and Tiny sound the same. Even Kandi sounds the same, even though y'all don't like it. It sounds the same. So her voice is the only one who really has changed to the point, but she couldn't carry that for the rest of her life. Kandi said on an interview back months ago that her band members were fighting, and she said it didn't include her this time. She hinted it was the sisters. Yeah. She said that before too when they were arguing because remember her and Tiny were fine. The sisters were the ones who didn't like her. But I think that Tamika she went with her sister. But you can tell even when they had the reaction for the first time, Tamika was ready to get back in the group. And I think she talked LaTocha back into. I keep wanting to call her Latavia for so, but that's why I keep on stopping myself. But LaTocha was the one. It seemed like she just kind of like just went along with what her sister said. I don't think that she was upset with Kandi like that, or Tiny. Well, nobody was mad at Tiny. I don't think that Tamika was mad at Kandi, and I could be totally wrong. That's on my own personal opinion, but I don't think she was really mad at her. So I got 1 more minute if anybody want to come up here. If not, I'm going to end this live because I told you I was going to try to do the review of Bobby I Love You Purr. I need to go and do some things with that before I go live with that. So if y'all want to come over here, just let me know really quick. I'll give you like 1 more minute. I figured Tamika was trying to get back to her bag. That's why she wanted to get back together. She just seems too fun for me to be having a grudge for this long with Kandi about some stuff that I don't think that she had a part with. This is my own, again, it's my own personal opinion. And I could be totally wrong. That's just how I feel. Well, all right, y'all. So I'm going to get out. Nobody has clicked the link so I can get ready for my other live. I will see you guys very soon. So stay tuned. And I will be back. Until the next time. Bye, y'all.
Did it, I 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 did it, you did it, I did it.